machine. Angry kid, bad at every level, calling out the kings and the pixelated devils. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise, burning down the town. He talks, he fights, he stays up through the night. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise, he wears a digital crown. Digital crown. Burn it all down. Paradise. No more monsters, no more lies, no more games. Underneath the hollow skies, one man army against the flood, spilling out the data like it's fresh blue blood.
Welcome back to the lunch hour. How are all you vital idols doing? Admittedly, a bit late. Do apologize for that. Yeah, some stuff I had to take care of. My stuff. I mean, I was trying to use a new software for making shorts. One that Sevi showed me, Hypno uses, or at least used to use. And I was like, oh man, this thing is seamless. Works like a dream. It did not work like a dream, guys. It did not work like a dream. It caused so many issues that I had to get fixed. I ended up getting it fixed around like 1:30, so like 30-ish minutes into when the lunch hour would normally happen, but then I still had to set up the stream. So needless to say, it's been a bit of an odd day. But hey, at least the video finally came out, am I right? So shout out, it's the lunch hour. Your boy still got that tea. Green tea is on the way, getting groceries a day, but for now, it's that Earl Grey, that black tea, still no sugar. Feels good, man. Lunch hour is probably over for a lot of you, so hopefully you got plenty of protein. Hope you're getting that protein synthesis going on. Who we got up in this bitch today? Let's see. El Mervot was here. Jeremy Hughes reviews. The Runaway Vagabond with the 7 Dragon Balls bringing out Shinron. Y'all know what your boy be wishing for. Jackass G22s is here. Debauch is here. Draconic again. Shout out. Thank you. Saint Hugo to IRL. Albert Wesker. Kojo Dragon. And then Draconic coming in with a 2-banger. Says, great video, Leon. Enjoyed it. I'm glad you like it. I'm real proud of that video. I hope it does some numbers. It's doing pretty good right now, but I don't want to jinx nothing or whatnot. I hope it does some numbers, because I put a lot of work into that bitch. Thank you for the 2-banger, homie. Eagle Lord is here. Shout out, Eagle Lord. How you doing, you absolute legend? Philly Love. Yes, you're right. Candace Owens did not need that help. What is up? Let's see who else we have. Fallen Angel. Gal Carrymon is here. Junebug platinuming the painful. Planting the painful. Platinuming is something totally different. We got Sevi with the heavies. How you doing, little lady? Butter framed in gold. I see a lot of showing up. Let's see. Pikerus Burton. Did I get that right? Pikerus Burton? I like the name. I like the name. Alrighty, crew. Alrighty. We already an hour and a half late to the stream. So we're just going to get right into some shit. But before we do, before we get just right into everything, I hope we make a part 2. Maybe. We'll see. I want to see how this one does, and then we'll see. Clip 420, how you doing? Guys, before we get into it, I want to start. Slipstream is here. Shout out to Slipstream. I want to just remember the good times. Like, it's sort of a follow-up to the anime tourist thing. I just want to take a brief moment and remember the good times, because this popped up on my timeline literally right before going live, and I thought, man, what a time to be alive. Fuck this level. And this game's kind of overrated, if I'm being honest. What a time to be alive, boys. What a time to be alive. You love to see it. You wake up in the 2000s, man. I saw it start off with Sonic Adventure 2. I was like, yep, guys, it's 40 seconds long. I just gotta show that off, man. Using the music from level 4 of Sonic Heroes. That's what that was. That was level 4, maybe level 5. Level 4 and 5 kind of go together. It's that Metropolis level. Either way, good times, great oldies. What up, suck my dick? Suck my dick. Shout out. Alrighty. Now let's get into some actual content. I do still want to maintain the, I guess, similar positive view before we get into all the just hilarity that will ensue. Our girl, fantastically, amazingly brilliant, also known as British Black Guy, put this in the Discord. Eco-activist tries to save lobster, kills it instead. What? Elmer for a 2-banger. Have a friend who's never seen Dot Hack. Gonna show. I've never seen Dot Hack. It's on my list. I need to watch it. Let's find out what's going on here. Eco-activist tries to save lobster, kills it instead.
You know how I've said for like the longest time that leftists don't actually even comprehend the things that they're advocating for? Well,
yes, true. 7 seconds in, we're 1-to-1 on facts. Draconic says, nice shirt, just noticed it. Yes, this is part of the Vital Idol collection. These are for sale on my channel, on my page. If you guys want yourself a Vital Idol piece of merch, just go to the store on my main YouTube page, and you too can get yourself a Vital Idol shirt. Or a Bingo Bango Bongo shirt that's got me, Cinny, Hypno, and Hondo on it. Plus some other stuff.
I've found that in news story form. I found an absolutely perfect example. Eco-activist who freed lobster from restaurant by throwing it into the sea actually killed animal, owner reveals. Emma Smart may have inadvertently...
Oh my god, its last name is Smart. It killed a lobster trying to save it, and its last name is Smart. I would like to remind y'all, because I know I've got people that watch my channel that aren't particularly religious or whatnot, and that's A-okay. You don't need to be. I'm open about my religion. I'm openly Christian, the whole nine. I believe in God. When shit like this happens, how can you not believe God exists and that he has a fucking sense of humor, son?
Killed 2 crayfish in her attempt to free the crustacean.
More Wizard for a 2-banger, banger-ass video behind catching up at 2x. Well, hey, thank you so much for the 2-banger. You'll catch up soon enough. We're not super far in. Thank you so much, brother.
What's a little fun fact about crayfish? Let's see if the article discusses it. An eco-activist who attempted to free a lobster from a restaurant by throwing it into the sea has likely killed the animal, its owner has revealed. Emma Smart is said to have thought the crayfish at catch at the... I've thought the crayfish at catch at the old fish market in Weymouth, Dorset was a lobster set to be served when she removed it from its tank and threw it into the sea in April 2025.
What? April of 2020? This story's a year old? We're just now hearing about this dumb broad a year later?
So it wasn't a lobster, It was a crayfish.
And by the way, I don't know how y'all feel about crayfish, but they're amazing, dude. If you never been to a fucking crawdad cookout, son, you better get yourself some crayfish. They're amazing, dude. You go to a crayfish boil, man, they be all like just boiling in this salty seasoning Cajun style restaurant, right? Man, you go outside. You don't even go into a restaurant, man. You don't even go into a restaurant. You eat that shit outside. There's like just giant tables with all these like table coverings on them, and they just bring over a bucket of crayfish and just dump it straight on the table. And there's this fucking trash can next to the table. And what you do is you take the crayfish, you kind of like crack the neck and you rip it, and you suck out the juices, right? You suck the juices out the head, you throw it away, you start breaking into the shell and whatnot. You get you that meat. You get you the meat. You can break open the claws. The meat inside the claws is a little bit sweeter than the meat inside the body. Bro, it's good. It's so good. You got to get yourself a crayfish cookout if you've never been. This shit's so good.
And she flung it into the sea. Again, let's see if the article discusses why that's a bad idea. But the creature likely died as soon as it hit the water because of the change in water temperature, restaurateur Sean Cooper has revealed. Well, also there is another reason. And Smart may have inadvertently caused another animal death with the pair named Ronnie and Reggie kept as pets.
Oh no, these weren't for food. These were first of all, who keeps a crayfish as a pet? That is weird. But no.
The duo were used for educational purposes and had been kept in their tank for a couple of years. Crayfish are unusual in these waters. The local fishermen had caught them, we had taken them into the tank, and when parents come into the fish shop with their children, they get to see unusual fish and shellfish, Mr. Cooper told the BBC. The restaurant owner said after
yes,
the crayfish
that's true. Anything could be a pet. Some things are more dangerous than others, but anything could be a pet. Honestly, your boy's dream, my dream pet, giant anteater. Bro, not even giant anteater. Like, check this shit, right? Check this shit. This would be the greatest pet in the world. Giant anteater compared to human. Bro, look at this. Look at these are the most magnificent beasts on the face of the planet. It's my favorite animal. My favorite fucking animal. I would love one of these sons of bitches as a pet. This would be the dude. You if you got kids, you could have your kid ride this motherfucker into battle. Like, look at its claws, bro. Look at its claws. Imagine you got yourself a little 7, 8, 9-year-old kid. You got yourself a little, or the future's coming. You got yourself a little Diana from Pragmatic, because they're gonna be making robot kids and shit. And you have them ride into battle. Look at the tiny ones. There's a baby one right here. Do you see how cute they are? Yes, suck 'em a dick. They are real life Pokemon. Oh, I want an anteater so bad, bro. Want an anteater so bad.
Was freed, its companion died shortly afterwards. I don't know if the loss of its mate had an impact on that, Mr. Cooper said. Smart pleaded guilty to criminal damage.
Tarantulas are great pets. Slipstream. I used to have a pet tarantula back when I was about 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. I was somewhere between like 3rd and 5th grade. Had a pet tarantula. Super cool. They're great pets.
And received an 8-month conditional discharge along with a 3-year restraining order from the Michelin Guide restaurant. But Mr. Cooper admitted he was deeply disappointed with the outcome of the case. Smart was initially charged with unnecessary suffering to a...
Think about this. Punishment was about the same as Johnny Somali. Like, let's be real. This punishment was not too much terribly lighter than Johnny Somali's.
Protected animal, theft and assault, but was ultimately sentenced for just a lesser plea of criminal damage. Mr. Cooper said to have those charges effectively dropped in favour of a minor plea is very hard to accept. Is that it there? Was one of two in the tank. He said it was hard to accept the change in charges and disagreed with how it handled. He said the travesty of the whole thing is that the animals will have died the second it hit the water. The force with which Emma Smart threw the...
I mean, at least it was a quick death then, right? At least it was a quick death. Yo, what up, lovely Sherry? It's been a minute.
Animal into the harbour would almost certainly have killed it. She has thrown it in an overarm throw like a cricket ball. There was no gentle release. She has thrown it with great force. The temperature in the tank is vastly different from the harbour. The sudden change in water temperature alone, that thermal shock, will have killed that animal. It was not Smart's first run-in with the law.
You mean this dumb broad has had run-ins with the law before? What did she do?
She had previously been arrested in 2022 as she attempted to speak to Sir David Attenborough, who was...
You don't just approach celebrities, guys. You don't just approach celebrities while they're eating and shit. It's a great way to fucking cop a charge. Like, yeah, they make eye contact with you, they smile, if they, you know, if something like is indicative of, yes, come over, I see that you see me, the whole nine. Fair enough. But you don't just walk into them. Also, who the fuck knows what David Attenborough looks like by looks? Like, we've all heard him. We've all heard Sir David Attenborough's voice before. We could pinpoint him from the vocalizations. Who the fuck knows what he looks like? I've been listening to this motherfucker since I was like 9 years old. Now I know what he looks like.
Dining at the same restaurant. Why was she arrested for that? I'm going to bet that he didn't really want to talk to her. And she took that badly and wouldn't leave, and that's what ultimately resulted in her arrest. Now, one thing as well, because I've had it happen to me, see if somebody's eating, even if it's a famous person that you watch and stuff like that, don't do that.
Correct. Don't do that.
Don't go out and talk to them while they're eating. Right? It's very, very rude. It's really, really rude to do that, and don't do that. I've had people doing it to me while I've been on dates, and I'm just kind of like, because I like to do this thing where if a girl doesn't know who I am, then I just don't really talk about it until it comes up. But then I've had it on dates where I get stopped for selfies multiple times, or people come up when we're at our dinner, and then I've had girls be like, "Who are you?" like that, and then I have to have a really awkward conversation. But anyway, not my current girlfriend though. She's lovely. She's watched me for years because she has fine taste.
Based! Based! Sevi, don't you ever stop watching my content. I'll be so upset, spaghetti.
And in November 2021, she served 4 months for violating an injunction during an Insulate Britain demonstration. So, Looney Lefty. Catch Restaurant has won awards for its commitment to sustainable fishing, and Mr. Cooper said Smart's campaign against the restaurant was misguided. He told the BBC...
What is up with these dumb Brits and being so fucking polite? Misguided. This bitch is retarded. Y'all gonna let these fucking Muslims take advantage of your 9-year-old girls, right? These fucking Islamic grooming gangs. And you're gonna be like, she killed our pet. It was misguided.
The whole reason for the restaurant is to celebrate that fishing community in Weymouth. This is everything we exist for. Therefore, to be targeted by someone who is ignorant and misguided around what we are doing is particularly upsetting. Now, they're calling them crayfish, and I thought, this is one thing that I thought as well, is when they said crayfish, I thought they meant freshwater crayfish. Crayfish,
correct,
like
that's what I thought too.
So if you basically chuck that into salt water, it's going to die. You know, like that famous video of the people that released a tortoise into the water?
I don't know this video. I'm so glad I don't know this video.
It drowns tortoises. Turtles are the ones that go into water and they like water. Turtles are different. No, it's not. I'm even making the mistake. It's an easy mistake to make. But basically, one of them can go in water and one can't. And the way she said that there, those do actually look like lobsters. To me, the different kinds of lobsters, not the standard ones. I forget the name of it. But I thought it was actual crayfish. And then if you throw a crayfish into salt water, it will die. Because they don't like salt water. But anyway, yeah, this is just stupidity as well. Besides, who fucking gives a shit? Lobster's fucking delicious.
It is. Based. Absolutely based. Here you go. Guys, give the video a like. Give the video a like. Drop it in the chat for you. I thought it would just be funny. Again, let's start the stream. Keep it a little loosey-goosey, a little casual today, right? It's Thursday. It's almost the end of the week. Keep it casual and loosey-goosey. Plus, you know, Fab put that in there, and I read the title and thought, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? But let's get into some content proper. Y'all know anything to know about me. There's very few people I find on this godforsaken platform that I can't stand more than Candace motherfucking Owens. This absolute Looney Tune of a human being, one of the biggest psyops that's being ran right now, is her. So you guys gotta remember, she a covert feminist, she a lefty, she started on the wrong side of Gamergate. She is a nightmare. She is a psyop, and so many people believe her, so many people trust her, so many people like her. Our boy Atreus, for one. So let's go.
One of the biggest losers on the planet are getting absolutely obliterated in real time. It's honestly fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know. I feel like God has Donald Trump's well-being in mind. So Trump made this post like a week ago. I'm not gonna go through it all. Don't worry. But there's a reason for this. I know Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon because they have one thing in common: low IQs.
I mean, low IQ. Checks out. Candace Owens is basically a Somalian.
They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it. Everyone else knows it too. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap.
Yo, what up, Hypno? How you doing, homie?
Damn, bro dropped an actual nuke over there. Oh
yeah,
my God.
Who would have thought that Trump would nuke Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Alex Jones before he nuked Iran? I mean, if I had it my way, we would just nuke the whole ass Middle East, right? Break out the eye color chart, drop them fucking bombs. I'm glad Nadia escaped to America when she was young. Otherwise, she would be a casualty, but it's a casualty I'm willing to make. Nadia, don't know if you're listening or watching or not, but just so you know, I would sacrifice you for the greater good were you still in the Middle East. But no, he nuked these nut jobs first. Not Alex Jones. I like Alex Jones. But Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, yeah, covert feminist retards.
Keeps going, blasting the heck out of them. Anyway, every single one of these guys took an L today. Every single one of these 4 guys took an unbelievable L literally just today, and we have to talk about it because it kind of seems like the world just keeps coming up Trump. You know, all the experts were saying that the economy was going to be bad. Well, it's not. All the experts said that the tariffs were going to be a failure on the United States. Well, they weren't. All the experts said that this Iran war would be a cataclysmic failure. Well, it's not.
To be fair, I don't know that anybody said that the Iran war would be a cataclysmic failure. They're worried it will turn into another forever war, which I actually do still think is a possibility. It's definitely going a whole lot better than, like the last 22 years of us being in the Middle East. But I don't know. I think the jury's still out on it being a forever war.
So it's kind of hilarious watching, everything just keep turning up Trump. So The Onion successfully acquired Alex Jones' Infowars show after 17 months of legal battles and debuted its new logo.
Ooh, that's rough. Bro, they went to rainbow colors and everything. That's rough. To be fair, Alex Jones was fucked. That's like what happened to him is I don't care where he stands on Trump. That doesn't matter. Alex Jones been right about shit for 30 fucking years now. This is a fucked up situation. But damn, the Onion still got their troll game, son.
All right, this is the new logo of Infowars. They made it gay. This is horrifying and heartbreaking, honestly. I actually don't dislike Alex Jones. I think bro ends up being right about some of the scariest fucking shit of all time. So I'm not going to sit here and celebrate, but honestly, it's just kind of insane watching this happen. Now, the Alex Jones crash out over this is wild, too.
DOJ funding the fake lawsuits against me. They have all the documents. They killed that 6 months ago. I didn't blame Trump for that. But I do now blame Trump for coming out and openly endorsing their lawsuits and saying I deserve it. It was the very same law firms that sued him, Paul.
Yeah, how dare Donald Trump betray me by endorsing the fact that I'm losing everything?
Actually, no, yeah, I agree. How dare Donald Trump betray him like that? Like, I'm sorry, between these two things, I'm taking Alex Jones' side on this one. Every lawsuit against Alex Jones was frivolous bullshit. Absolutely frivolous bullshit. It was one of the largest scale cancel campaigns we've seen in the history of this country. I would actually even argue they went harder on Alex Jones than they ever did Trump.
Donald Trump was the only person that could prevented this takeover, but you stabbed him in the back and called for his impeachment. You're retarded, and you deserve to lose this. That's what this guy says. I don't think he deserves to lose this, but I do think he did call for Donald Trump's impeachment. Stab Trump in the back. I'm not going to lie.
I don't see the stab Trump in the back part. Alex Jones has always said wild, crazy shit. Alex Jones has always said wild, crazy shit. 90% of it's true. 10% of it's not. But no, I don't think that's a stab in the back.
Absolutely did. You know, everyone screaming and crying about this Iran war, I think is honestly a bit of a retard. Like, I always wonder, like
here's the deal, guys. I mean, I like Trump. I do. Y'all know that. That being said, if you had to ask me who I think is more likely to be correct, Alex Jones or Donald Trump, I'm going Alex Jones every time. Alex Jones has a far better track record, especially about some of the scariest shit, like Nux was saying. So, yeah, no, I totally would take Alex Jones and his thoughts and what he thinks over Trump. Fantastically, amazingly brilliant Fab. It's been too long. How you doing, Gailey? And I noticed that you changed your name back. You were no longer the British black man. Nah, for real though, we cover so much just diabolical, disastrous shit on here that I understand needing to take a break away. Need to take a step away from time to time. Completely understandable. Get your mind realigned. It says, bingo, bango, bongo, Fab here. Changed my name because British black man was just supposed to be a joke. But it was a real funny joke, and you kept that going way longer than I thought you would. Hope you and the chat are well. Thanks for reacting to my video. Sorry I can't stay long tonight, but I have a stomach ache and feel sick. Have a dono. It's more important that you feel better, girly. It is more important that you feel better. I hope that you're feeling A-okay. I appreciate you. You are absolutely the best. And yes, no, we welcome you. Hopefully you're feeling better by the watch party tonight. Hopefully you're feeling better by the time of the watch party tonight. We'd love to have you. If not, thank you so much for stopping in. I hope that you are able to make it back and keep coming back, because we do miss your presence here. But yes, no, I understand. The diabolical nature of what we covered takes its toll. So, as a thank you for coming back after so long, fantastic, Fab, I'm going to give you some horsecock.
Horse semen's great.
I'm digging horsecock.
Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me say it. Ooh, as I take more.
My favorite stallion I keep in my top drawer kinda goes hard though.
Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock and eat horse.
I don't know how we're going to ever top horsecock.
Shout out again, Fab. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. What's today's movie? I gotta look up the title again. I know that Raza recommended it. Let me see if what was it? It's called PCU, Politically Correct University. PCU, Politically Correct University. As we're watching. Apparently it's a comedy, a comedy about political correctness in college. And apparently it was like way ahead of its time. Yeah, it was Raza's recommendation. I better message her, make sure that she's there.
You have a position that's just so fucking retarded. You wonder if it's just retarded or if it's also evil, and I always wonder when I see this stuff. Now, Donald Trump for the last 40 years has been saying Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. We're going to war with Iran. Iran is going to get obliterated. We're going to destroy Iran. He's been saying this for 40 years. Every single president, all right, Donald Trump shat on them for not being strong on Iran. It's like one of his stances that he's had forever. And then he goes to war with Iran. No boots on the ground.
No boots on the ground yet. I don't want that to ever happen, mind you. But there is still the qualifier yet.
Change, no massive infinite operation that takes 10 years, no endless quagmire, but a 40-day operation bringing one of our oldest adversaries to its knees is insanely good work.
But see, that's a little bit of a move of the goalpost right there. That's a little bit of a movement of the goalpost, because the original thing was, like 14 days, like 2 weeks. We went from 14 to 40. Now, again, I want Iran glassed. I do. So I don't give a fuck. But.
So, and everyone backstabbing him, I think, either fell for an op or they're retarded. All right. Now, Alex Jones stabbed him in the back. He did. He called for his impeachment. And bro, look at the fucking karma. Holy shit. All right. And it's not just him. The other ones also had this.
Now, I ain't gonna give Tucker Carlson the same fucking grace I'm giving Alex Jones.
Shit happened to them. So this was Tucker Carlson on his last show.
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him. I can't
This is Donald Trump.
campaign for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure.
Right. So they're morally implicated in the fact that Donald Trump is the president now, and obviously this is a really bad thing. You would have preferred infinite abortion, Kamala Harris being president?
And as an excellent point. Like, whether you're happy with the job that Donnie J is doing or not, after all the campaigning and endorsing and whatnot you did for him, he is at the very, very least the lesser of two evils.
Preferred the endless censorship on the internet, the endless amounts of pushing the trans ideology literally everywhere.
Mad
All right,
isn't
the
happening
gay
with glass eye on. I need you to explain mad. Maybe I'm just retarded, but
shit being injected into
I don't think Tucker's always been
everything.
cringe as fuck those acts. I really don't. I think that Tucker actually does make a lot of good points. I think he is a legitimately smart guy. I think that his criticism of institutions, especially the CIA, are incredibly important. Yeah, dude is definitely compromised.
You would have preferred Kamala Harris being president right now? Well, like, let's be honest with ourselves for just a second, man. Not only would Kamala probably be in the same position and be in the same war, ironically, but it would probably be a boots-on-the-ground, 10-year-long operation like Afghanistan. Now, the craziest thing is, Tucker Carlson always hated Trump. There were leaked text messages in 2021 of Tucker Carlson saying that, man, I'm really glad that we don't need to think about Trump anymore. I'm so happy he lost, yada, yada. So, again, we don't need to play this game. Like, you're a backstabbing, flip-flopping, opportunistic
That is true, by the way.
retard.
If y'all don't remember, there were leaked text messages from Tucker Carlson after Trump lost in 2020. Pretty much like, thank God he lost sort of shit.
Yes. It's not enough to say, well, I changed my mind, or like, oh, this is bad, I'm out. It's like, in very small ways, but in real ways, you and me and millions of people like us are the reason this is happening right now.
Yes.
So I do.
Tucker Carlson and his brother coming to suck each other's dicks about how actually they are implicated in the fact that Trump is.
Sorry, Druid. It's
think it's like
YouTube
a
being
moment to
censorious
wrestle with
bullshit.
our own consciences.
You do that, sir.
We'll be tormented by it for a long time.
Oh my God, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Oh my God. We will be tormented by our actions forever. Bro, it sounds like they shot up a school. All right, sounds like they were a Nux Taku viewer and shot up a school. Are we being
All right,
serious
Zax, I'll agree to both those criticisms. He used to wear a bow tie. Bow tie is gay as fuck unless it's on like an actual nice tux. If you're not wearing a tux, you don't need a bow tie. And his laugh is incredibly annoying. Agreed. But here's the question: who has the more annoying laugh, him or Grace Randolph? Because I would still take his laugh over Grace Randolph's.
Like, this is insane. This is unbelievable levels of pandering to their brand new Islamist audiences. Their brand new third world retard, quote unquote, anti-war, pro-Sharia audiences.
I will be. And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. It was not intentional. That's all I'll say. But anyway, but the question does present itself immediately. Like, what is this? Was this always the plan? You don't want to be a conspiracy nut, but like, clearly there were signs of low character. We knew that.
Yes.
But it didn't. There are tons of people of low character who.
There are tons of people with low character. Homie, we're calling you Tucker Carlson because you cap for the Middle East. I don't really want to hear about low character. I'm be real. I don't want to hear about low character.
Donald Trump, the guy who's always said that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, would stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon? I don't know. Were there signs?
Outperform their character. It doesn't have to be.
Sort of the no.
That was weird.
Trump is killing people in Iran. I feel so bad about this. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I don't want to hear anything about laughing at your own jokes, Zax. Because I laugh at my own fucking jokes, and I'm goddamn hilarious.
These days, I
Right.
would say.
I've outperformed my character a lot.
I am so much better than people think I am. I'm also very humble.
I don't have especially high character, right? But you try to you try your best. But what was this? Was this always the plan?
Yeah.
Looking back after the last year and a half, it seems like it kind of was. And it's easy. Well, you could get really deep about it and say, what was Butler? Like, how was...
Butler was the assassination.
Butlers can also wear a bow tie, by the way. Just like, to loop back, butlers can also wear a bow tie.
Donald Trump.
Is it that he and Ryan Ruth? I mean,
Look, my dick
was
says, I give
subject-
Leon's jokes a solid Leon out of 10. I'll fucking take it.
Two legitimate assassination to 2 legitimate assassination attempts. Have we ever gotten to the bottom? I know you've talked a lot about this, but have we ever gotten to the bottom
I
of
haven't
that?
talked a lot about it. I don't know
Are
the
they
answer, but I know
rolling
that-
with the Trump assassination attempts may have been hoaxes conspiracy? Is that how far Tucker Carlson has fallen? Is that he's rolling with the, hey, these may have been hoaxes?
those investigations have been stymied. Fact.
Yeah, stymied from the very top, from people
Right.
who actually would have the power to get to the bottom of it.
And the motive.
Feeling. Yes,
Yeah.
very much.
What could the motive have possibly been of some libtard trying to kill Donald Trump? I can't possibly come up with anything. It was probably Israel.
So,
Tim Dillon's really? He's usually so good about that shit. That's depressing to hear. I like Tim Dillon.
the enormous amount of money he got from Miriam Adelson now seems suspect to a lot of people at the time. But, you know, there's a lot of money in politics. To run for president requires an enormous, I mean, Cackling Camel Toe went through $2 billion in 4 months. So, sure, there's an argument to be made that you get money from those who will give it to you.
Guys, I'll get money from those who will give it to me. Hashtag Griff. Gonna out-grip Atreus. I'll get money from those who will give it to me. And unlike Atreus being a black, him being a black dude, I ain't gonna spend it on like cars, hoes, and drugs.
It's just the nature of that game. But it's still reprehensible.
Just drugs.
And it's still a big question mark. Why would someone who has obvious and demonstrated allegiance to a foreign power give Donald Trump $250 million while he's running
Exactly, person. Can I get a Griff?
for president? I mean, how is that defensible? It's really not.
How is it defensible to get donations for people that have agendas? Every single donation is because of people that have agendas. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that all of politics should be American first. I don't think there should be any lobbying for foreign powers. I've said this tremendously, even though people...
No, Nux is wrong. There shouldn't be any lobbying, period. Not just foreign powers. There should not be lobbying. Flat out.
lie about me all the time. But the reality is every single donation comes with a bias and comes with an agenda. Otherwise, they would not be donating their money. Let's
Correct.
be honest here. 89% of Jeffrey Epstein donations went to Democrats. And he was pushing vaccine shit, and he was pushing all the trans shit, and he was pushing all that. He was trying to get Trump impeached. He was a friend of the people trying to impeach Trump. It's like wherever you look, you're gonna have donations with, legitimately biases. That's true. I mean, the Israel lobby spent $100 million on Trump's election in 2024. That's an objective fact. It's completely true. And I don't like that we have lobbies at all, especially for foreign powers.
There you
but if
go.
you actually look at the numbers, China spent $500 million on the 2024 election. Japan spent $400 million on the 2024 election. Big Pharma spent $400 million on the 2024 election. Saudi Arabia and Qatar spent $250 million on the 2024 election. Yes, the Israel lobby spent $100 million. True. All right. And every single one of these people that spend money on the election was absolutely biased, trying to push the contestants that they wanted to win, to influence them to their ideology. Objectively true. Again, I don't even see the point.
If Russia had given
If you lobby for foreign powers, you're an agent of that foreign power, and then you have to report and register as a foreign agent. Otherwise, you will get... Yep. Agreed. I mean, on paper, at least. That's how it should be. Yes. Agreed.
back for Trump, if the mayor of Moscow
You are literally pro-Russia. Like, Tucker Carlson is literally pro-Russia.
had somehow, assembled an enormous amount of money and put it in a 501c3 for Trump's benefit, would that have been acceptable? Of course it wouldn't have been. So what does it's so basic, comes back to the money. Like,
Because ultimately, Miriam Adelson donating money, this is an American citizen. Yes, with an ideology.
Yes, it is,
True.
Cyborg.
Donating money to a president. True.
what did they get in return for that amount of investment?
They got
Why do we have so many countries spending money on American elections? Are you asking that rhetorically, saying, or do you actually need to know the answer? Because I'll give you the answer if you don't know it. Is Trucker pro-Russia because he wants to? Well, so here's the dealio, Jor. While I'm waiting for Sand to answer. Tucker started off as being pro-Russia, at least optically. I don't know what his beliefs are, in his head and whatnot. But optically, he started off being pro-Russia. Really, he was anti-Ukraine. And that's the right stance, mind you. Ukraine has been siphoning billions from us. It's a war that we should not be involved in any way, shape, or form. There are legitimate grievances between Ukraine and Russia that they should sort themselves out. So that's, Tucker Carlson took the correct step in being like, yes, whether Russia is in the right or not is irrelevant. We shouldn't be involved in this. We certainly shouldn't be taking the side of Ukraine or Russia. But then he took it too far when he started actually being pro-Russia. It's one thing to be anti-Ukraine. It's another to be pro-Russia. Is kind of both seriously and rhetorically. Well, the answer as to why so many countries are spending money on us is because we are the world police. And we should be, by the way. We absolutely should be the world police. Why? Because we're the fucking best. Because America numero uno. While I am isolationist in terms of, us, like, receiving people from foreign countries and whatnot to invade our land, we are the biggest, the baddest, and we will murder fuck anyone who stands in our way. That being said, these other countries, they know that. They're going to spend a lot of money. That way we can, enforce rules and laws and sanctions and all this red tape or cut red tape for their economic and political favor.
Donald Trump instead of Kamala Harris.
And it's clear.
I get it. No, I mean, of course, I agree with every word that you're saying. I just think, given his...
I never cared about Tucker, but when he went to Russia to interview Putin and was gawking at the cheap food he was buying with US dollars. So, yeah, I don't care about him interviewing Putin. In fact, I think that's a good thing. Nobody was getting Putin's side. Nobody was listening to it. I think that there was a lot of insight to be gleaned from that. A lot of people criticized how he handled the interview. I thought he handled the interview very well. It was when he was traveling throughout Russia and, gawking at how cheap everything was. That's the main issue. That was the real problem.
Behavior.
More wisdom for a two-banger. Money for the hardest working trans on YouTube. Hey, I do work harder than Sphere Hunter.
And
Thank
has
you for the two-banger.
demonstrated disloyalty and viciousness to
What disloyalty? But he literally did exactly what he promised to do.
previous supporters.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he display the same lack of loyalty to Miriam Adelson? I mean, that's kind of the question. The only people he's been loyal to are the neocons.
Except he's not in a forever war. Like, it's crazy to watch this happen in real time. It's crazy to watch this happen every single time. All right. Again, this is Buckley Carlson telling Tucker Carlson that America is the least moral nation of all time. the least moral nation, America.
I remember,
Yeah, exactly, Ronnie G.
The most important thing that went on in our lives as we were growing up, the most important enduring conflict was the Iron Curtain and communism. And I remember talking with you and others all the time.
Remember, now Tucker Carlson is kind of pro-communism. He thinks that communism is actually Christian values. This is a recent development on the Tucker Carlson lore development, and you should definitely subscribe to keep up to date with all the retards that I'm not afraid to make enemies with.
About those poor people who
he's
live
absolutely
in the
being
Soviet
paid.
Union who have
absolutely
no
being paid,
access to
Iron
real
Druids.
news. They have TASS and they have Zvestia. What was the other one?
Zvestia,
Pravda. And they don't have the freedom to go to church. And obviously their economy sucks because it's managed by a government and that never works. But really, they didn't have access to accurate information.
Right.
They had no access to any real news. And further, they had been taught as a society.
But you're sitting down talking to Tucker Carlson. I get it. He's your brother. But, real news. Your bro's a propagandist. Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with that in theory. There's such thing as good propaganda. We're always surrounded by propaganda. But I don't want to hear about real news when you're on a literal propaganda show.
Terrible things about America and Americans.
Right.
And
Spheres of
specifically,
Paradise
we used to
is
also talk
diabolical.
after
Suck
the
my dick.
Iron Curtain came down, had the same attitude about North Korea. Like, here are these poor, emaciated captives who can't leave their own country,
Right.
who think these terrible and untrue things about Americans.
Right. Right.
And it was only a couple of years ago that I suddenly realized I had this epiphany. We're fucking North Korea.
Did this bitch really just say that? Did this bitch really just say we're North Korea? I'm fucking floored, bro. And dumbasses eat this shit up. Dumbasses eat this shit up.
I suddenly realized I had this epiphany. We're fucking North Korea.
Oh my God. We are North Korea.
We are North Koreans.
You know, I think her name is is it Junsu Park? Let me make sure I get her name. No, not Junsu Park. What's her name? Yeonmi Park. Yeonmi Park. This gal right here, Yeonmi Park. She is a refugee from North Korea. She has probably the most brilliant quote she was talking to Joe Rogan about what it was like being in North Korea, about oppression, things like that. She has probably the most brilliant quote I've ever heard in regards to all of that. She said, I'm going to make sure I get it right. If you are suffering from real oppression, then you can't even conceptualize oppression. Like, that's her takeaway, is that the people of North Korea are so oppressed that they do not even have the concept of oppression because they think it's normal. Listen, it's probably 3 or 4 years old now, maybe even older. Go back and listen to her episode with Joe Rogan. It is some of the most terrifying, awful, heartbreaking shit you will ever hear. To compare us to North Korea is one of the most disgusting things. And I talk about America being big bad, we should be the world police, the whole nine. It's true. I fucking love my country. Love our founding documents. Love the idea of what we're based on. Christian values. Not to say we're perfect. Obviously, we got some issues and whatnot. We got too many brown people here. But to compare us to fucking North Korea, bro, that is disgusting. And yes, Sev, I would love to oppress more people.
And so much of what the government has told us through
the podcast episode number, yeah, give me 1 sec. Podcast episode number was 1691. Episode 1691. Excellent. Well, truly one of my favorite episodes of Joe Rogan that he has ever aired. And I love listening to Joe Rogan. So yeah, 1691.
Know that because these guys are openly criticizing the government, which, this podcast, if it existed in North Korea, they would be in jail.
Correct.
Yo, they're so right about this. We're literally in North Korea right now under Trump, which is why you can never criticize Trump. Historically, no one's ever criticized Trump, so that's how you know.
throughout our lives about.
Yo, guys, we got someone new in the chat. Nick, too many brown people? America's foundation. Oh, we got someone new in the chat. He don't know. Shame this motherfucker.
Big events and small events are simply not true. Not just massaged, but like 180 degrees from truth.
Wow. Wow. Anyway, this is a compilation of Tucker Carlson sucking up the third world dictators while he's talking about how America is North Korea.
Well, I like it here. A lot.
Qatar.
Yeah, I like it.
You have been...
By the way, I'm an American. I can go wherever I want and speak to anyone I want to.
What do you mean? I thought America was North Korea.
Hey, Sonique, the runaway vagabond guy shaming you right now, he a darky. He black as hell at midnight. Just saying.
Because I'm a free man. That's the promise of my country. And some are seeking to change that and to put our population into mental bondage, and I'm not participating in that.
I mean, Putin has been the most effective leader in my lifetime. But why is he more...
Being an effective leader is not the same as being a just leader. That is technically... You can probably actually make that argument. You can probably say Putin has been the most effective leader of your lifetime, and there actually be an argument for that being objectively true. That doesn't make one a just leader.
Evil than Joe Biden. Yeah, well,
you know, it's the killing. Partially, it's the killing millions of people. Like,
I can't even conceptualize.
What up, George Costa?
Why am I required to hate Assad? Nicolas
You know, Assad, the people that killed hundreds of thousands of people in Syria.
Maduro and his government in Venezuela,
You know, Maduro, the communist dictator that locks up people for protesting.
one of the very few countries in the entire hemisphere with those policies. But Americans are afraid of Iran. They see video of
You know, the Iranian terrorists that massacred 40,000 of their own people.
Iranians saying death to America.
They don't mean death to the people of the United States or even to the officials.
Death to America is about the rulers of America. But no, it's not what they really mean. We're in North Korea right now.
Sharia law is bad, Seth. I don't know if you've heard that. It's bad. It's worse
Lol.
than what's happening.
Imagine capping for Sharia law, bro. Holy shit.
In New York and Detroit, it's just bad.
What was
Sharia law is awesome, actually.
radicalizing, very shocking, and very
You know Sharia law, where if you draw...
Wait. What? Freebies and resources? I would like to introduce you to a city called Minneapolis in the state of Minnesota. Tell me what's been going down there, and then we'll talk, Saniq.
A picture of a pedophile, you go to jail for making fun of their prophet.
disturbing for me was the city of Moscow. And it is so much nicer than any city in my country.
Wow, Moscow's just awesome.
Wheels don't move, they lock on the
Whoa!
grocery cart escalator. Look, Ma, no hands.
Bro, this guy should go to Israel. They do the same thing in Israel.
That.
I'm sure he has lots of good things to say about Israel, too.
Oh, come on.
Oh, just sniff the bread. It's glorious. The glorious.
Now, to be fair, they probably do have better bread than us. Let's be real. They probably have better bread than us. Our bread is terrible for you. Our bread is, dude, you go to the grocery store, you buy fucking bad sliced bread. That is some of the most unhealthy shit you can eat. It is poison. Russia probably does, in fact, have better bread than us. I'll give credit there.
This bread. Sniff the bread in Russia. It's so good. It's so good. What are we doing here?
It is so much cleaner and safer and prettier aesthetically. It's architecture. It's food.
Yes, Saniq, now you're getting it. So people aren't allowed to have resources because they weren't lucky enough to be born here. Yes! Now you're getting it. Fuck everyone else. Bingo, bango, bongo. If you weren't born here, and you didn't come here legally, we should really, really be, like, strict about who gets to come here legally. Yup, sorry, get fucked, homo.
It's service. Than any country, city in the United States.
I'm not Muslim. I'm not for Sharia law. On the other hand, compared to what? Compared to Baltimore? He's like, you know what Islam means? Submission.
Oh.
I don't think I'm against that.
I love Islam and submission. Anyway, again, anyway, we get the idea. It keeps going. But this is Tucker Carlson talking about America's North Korea. Except North Korea is awesome, actually, so I don't even know the complaint. All right, and you got the same thing with all of these guys. This old clip of Megyn Kelly recently resurfaced, and I think it's just so telling. Right, Megyn Kelly?
Remember, guys, covert feminists. This is how feminine warfare works. And I got, you know me, king misogynist. I'll give bitches credit. Feminine warfare, a powerful fucking tool. They good at it.
Who's supposedly some conservative person who was pro-Trump until it became lucrative to be anti-Trump, who was pro-Charlie Kirk until it was lucrative to be who was pro-Erica Kirk until it was lucrative to be pro-Candace Owens.
People with me on stage right now are all transgender kids who want others to know it is possible to transition socially with love and support and acceptance within a family and a community.
This is your conservative talking head, right? This is your conservative girl boss?
We hope to communicate by sharing our story with you and with folks is that this is...
I'll be real, guys. I don't care about a trans person's story. Not a single goddamn one of them. The only trans person story I give a fuck about is the story from Steins Gate, where you got the trap character, the male character thinks he's a girl, and then our homeboy Okabe like rewrites the timeline by accident, and in the new timeline, homeboy trap character who thinks he's a girl is actually a girl. That was a pretty compelling trans story because it involved like science fiction and shit. That's the only trans story that I care about. And it's not even really a trans story. It's a time travel story that just happens to have a dude losing his dick and being a woman.
It's real.
And it's a very small subplot.
And it's cool.
No, it's not, actually. It's fake, and it's gay, and it's a mental illness.
A perfect example of the beauty that happens when a child is loved and fully embraced for who they are.
Thank you all for sharing your stories. It's an honor to know you.
It is beyond time to stand up to the trans lobby that
It's not like, oh, I was a brainwashed little 18.
Yes, Sneak. Neighbors is a different word than invaders. Notice how they're not the same word. Just so you know.
Year-old girl, bitch, you are a grown-ass woman, all right? Well, no one is falling for this shtick anymore. And all of these people are like that. It's insane watching it happen. So the new Candace Owens development is honestly insane as well. So this is Michael Farmer, Lord Farmer. This is Candace Owens' father-in-law. Oh my God, this is brutal. All right, in an environment of such heightened anti-Semitism, we are troubled by what appears to be a persistent hyperfixation on Israel. In particular, we are concerned by the casual terms of apartheid and genocide in relation to Israel. Bitch, your daughter-in-law is retarded. This guy's daughter-in-law is the #1 leading voice about talking about how the Jews went back in time to kill Charlie Kirk. We can't.
By the way, that's not really much of an exaggeration. I know I bring it up all the time, but I want to remind you guys. Candace Owens did in fact say dinosaurs aren't real. The Jews buried fake dinosaur bones to trick Christians. And she believes this. Well, I don't know if she believes it or not, because again, I think that Candace Owens is one of the most successful psyops the left has ever put forth. I think she's good at it. Yes, Candace did in fact say that. Yes. You men, and maybe not you guys in the chat because you guys are cool and awesome and base because you're here listening to me and not Candace Owens. But to Atreus and all the others and the people that like Candace Owens, you need to get your misogyny bag up, bro. You need to get your misogyny bag up. Because I good goddamn guarantee you the biggest demographic of listeners to Candace Owens are men. How you gonna be giving a woman that much power, bro? You fucking failed.
This is diabolical. Your father-in-law is doing this. So as we all know, currently Candace Owens is in some massive campaign in a giant, not only talking about how Sumerian, ancient Egyptian, Jewish time travelers are
Now, me and Atreus have had many a conversation. Now, I don't know if his opinion's changed. It's been about a year since we talked about her. Back when me and Atreus first met, and for a long time, he and I would argue like a motherfucker over that dumb bitch.
Going back in time to kill Charlie Kirk, but also get in the middle of a lawsuit with Macron, right? Because saying that Macron's wife is secretly a dude and has a penis and shit. Donald Trump even called her out for that one, which is pretty diabolical. He even included in his glorious tweet over here, which will be remembered for eternity, you know, over here, Candace Owens is gay and retarded. Crazy Candace, who accuses highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Oh my God, what did he mean by this?
Look, I'm not gonna say the First Lady of France is more beautiful than Candace Owens because, like, I'm sorry, she a ugly motherfucker. She looked like a bulldog, kind of one of those, like, you know how to get purebred dogs, a lot of them got to go through a lot of inbreeding, and so they got, like, problems and shit. That's kind of the look. But, you know, Candace Owens is black, so not appealing either.
What did he mean by this? Well, it turns out the lawsuit is even more interesting, because Candace Owens hired an all-Jewish Zionist legal team. Exposed over here by Laura Loomer.
Two retards fighting. Let's go, Laura Loomer, one of the dumbest motherfuckers on the face of this planet. I actually don't know who's dumber, Candace Owens or Laura Loomer. If we had to hop on Polymarket and be like, hey, if they both took an IQ test, who would have the lower IQ? I'd probably actually put bets that Laura Loomer has the lower IQ.
I don't know anything about her aside from her crashing out on the timeline every time. But Candace Owens has hired a nearly all Zionist Jewish legal team and law firm that once employed the former ambassador to Israel to represent her in the defamation lawsuit against Brigitte Macron. Oh my God, dude. That's brutal. She spends every episode of her show attacking Erica Kirk and Jewish people and Israel. However, her entire law team is Jews. Pro-Israel Jews. Oh my God, dude. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Holy fucking shit. I mean, honestly, though, like, do you blame her? She wants to win. Obviously, she wants to get Jewish lawyers. But
Where's the lie? I mean, man, shit, I've criticized Israel a lot, but your boy ever gets in trouble for stabbing someone, I'm gonna go find me a Jew. They don't even need to be a lawyer. I just need to be like, yo, Jew homie. You know, Mr. Steinberg. Can you at least pretend to be a lawyer? You can? Good. Let's go.
like, bro, this person.
Like, I need y'all to understand, because Sevy's in the chat. You know, I'm dating an actual lawyer, and I would still go find a Jewish male who's not a lawyer before I would hire her. I'm just saying.
Who notably sued Harvard, right? I'm pretty sure this guy also sued Harvard for anti-Semitism. Like, this dude is way more of like a woke Zionist guy than I am, that's for sure. So this dude is going out there suing colleges for anti-Semitism. Oh my God. And Candace Owens picked this guy up to be her actual lawyer to defend herself from Emmanuel Macron. This is just absolute cinema. Every single one of these guys. I'm telling you, man, there's something with Donald Trump. God really, I think, is on Trump's side. I'm just saying. All right, a bullet misses him. They try to assassinate him. The bullet hits his ear and whizzes past him. All right, somehow the stock market is totally fine, even though we're at war with Iran. Somehow Iran is capitulating. Somehow all of Iranians' leaders are dying. Somehow the...
Okay, don't you put that evil on me, Sev. Don't you put that evil on me. It's not that I love Jews. But I do know what they're good at. Kind of like how, like, I know that if I want to hire someone to teach me fucking karate, I'm hiring an Asian. I know what they're good at.
Tariffs worked. Somehow everything seems to be working under Trump. I don't even understand, man. I don't understand. And here's the thing. I'm not, like, even fully Trump dick rider and everything. I think Trump is has failed us on the mass deportations, which I think is one of the most important...
Which Asian, it doesn't matter. As long as they're not a fat Asian... then they probably know Kung Fu or some shit.
Pivotal issues in our entire culture. Trump promised mass deportations. I want millions to go. Millions must go. And Trump is not delivering on that. And I criticize him endlessly for shit like that. However, things just keep coming up Trump. I don't understand it. Trump calls these 4 guys out. They all get exposed for being like anti-American, complete dipshit, retard, hypocrites. It's just glorious watching it. I don't understand. I understand now how Trump managed to bankrupt a casino. You know, I used to be like, it's cope. No, I understand it now. All right, just God is just putting Trump W's in his lap for some reason. I don't know how, but it's...
Would I learn yoga from an Indian or a liberal white one? Indian all day. Indian all day. I would absolutely learn yoga from an Indian over a liberal white woman. Bro, do you know how much Street Fighter I've played? Do you know how much Street Fighter I played, bro? I would find me the most Dalsim looking motherfucker to spit that yoga fire, son.
Crazy to watch it happen.
Shout out. That was good. That was good. That felt good, baby. Just ripping on these dumb motherfuckers. Felt so good. Covert feminists, fake conservatives. Life is good, baby. There's the video. Make sure you give it a like. Dalsim was awesome. Dalsim is awesome. Dalsim's kind of a cheater character, but he's awesome. It looks good in the live action movie, too. I think they did good casting-wise for the live action movie for Dalsim. But we gotta move on. Talk about some Japanese censorship. I keep telling you. I said it yesterday. I said it the day before that. I've been saying it since at least midway through 2024, if not earlier than that. Japan is just the West 2.0. Japan, they are not immune to anything that is going on here. In fact, they're just about 5 years behind. Maybe not even that. They speedrun this bullshit. Let's take a listen to what Mr. Karishi has to say here, because he's a smart man.
Japan has fallen to censorship. This is a very dark day, because this news just broke thanks to this Japanese politician commenting on the matter, and the article in question here that they're talking about, I clicked on it, but sadly, I can't fully access it because it is a paid news article, so I cannot read it. But more or less, the politician here does outline what's within the article and what's being said, and I'm going to read his statement in just a moment. But I felt like I was a conspiracy theorist like a year ago when I was saying like everything feels...
Full stop. Shut the fuck up, Chibi. Shut the fuck up. Using conspiracy theorists as a pejorative. Using conspiracy theorists as a pejorative. Someone said in the chat earlier, how many quarters are in the Alex Jones was right jar now? All of them. All of them. Every quarter. The government was like, hey, let's get rid of the penny. Nah. We had to get rid of the quarter. Because all of them are in the Alex Jones was right jar. No more using conspiracy theorists as if it's a pejorative. Conspiracy theorists really should just be replaced with future sight. Bro, you a Pokemon. You are Alakazam. You're just using future sight on the obvious.
Connected, like when it came to like the UK forcing like age verification and stuff, and then the EU eventually introducing it, Australia doing it, Canada, United States, all these Western countries were implementing their own version of age verification and forcing them onto different platforms, and it's become everywhere. Like, it's everywhere. And I think at this point, you cannot really deny that this feels very connected. Like,
okay, it doesn't feel very connected. I don't give a fuck how you feel. It is connected. Like, why do you think this is happening in all of these other countries? Why do you think this is happening around the entire fucking world? Because there is a larger agenda at play. There's a larger cabal at play. The entire world runs on things like Visa and MasterCard. Right? Ain't no one country had the power to bring down the financial institutions that run the world. So if these powers that be decide they want to force some sort of anti-privacy, age verification, if they want to strip away your rights to being a private individual, to your privacy in general, they're going to do so.
there is just this invisible force behind the scenes really trying to push this agenda globally on age verification on everything on the internet. And they all use the exact same wording as think of the children, protect the children.
Sneak, here's the difference between you and me. My logic's consistent. We're seeing a mass influx of American invaders in countries like Mexico, Canada, South America. Then get them the fuck out! Then get them the fuck out! They shouldn't be there! You dumb shit! You think I want America... The only reason, the only thing that I want Americans on foreign soil is if we're conquering your ass and we're making that greater America. Mexico could be America 3.0. Canada can be America 2.0. We need to go to that fucking old school British level colonization and just make everything more America. If they're going there like, oh, I'm going to entrench myself in the culture and I'm going to live here. Fuck that. Get them out. Dude, dumbass. I'm equally as consistent about Americans going to other places as I am people coming here.
And anyone that has been paying attention to age verification and stuff for the last year with what's happened in the UK, the EU, and Australia knows it's not about protecting kids. It's way beyond that. It's just a Trojan horse to be able to restrict your freedoms, your rights, and creative expression and arrest you for a meme you post online.
Correct. He is absolutely correct. You want to know the correct mentality to have on this? Because the whole... it's a Trojan horse. Absolutely. Protect the kids is the ultimate psyop because it preys on the emotions of the weak-willed. Michael Jordan. Fuck them kids. Obviously not in the Epstein way. Let's be clear. Not in the Epstein way. But fuck them kids. They can grow up getting groomed on the internet like the rest of us did. Fuck them kids.
There's literally people within the UK that have the police show up at their door, threatening them with arrest because they post an edgy meme. That's crazy. Like, that's actually insane. There's footage of it. I remember seeing this.
Yeah. If I was in the UK and I posted that edgy meme right there, fuck them kids, I'd be thrown in prison for life. Now, granted, I could just tell them that I'm trans, that I'm a female, and they put me in a women's prison. But when a Muslim literally fucks them kids... They said, oh, they don't understand the cultural norms. He's fine. Put him back on the streets.
clip of this poor granny that literally has cancer, and cops showed up at her door because of what she posted on Facebook. Like, bro, what? Like, that's ridiculous. That's insane. But, okay. Let's get into what this Japanese politician said, what Zenko said here, and then we will talk about what this means for Japan going forward. Reports indicate that Japan is moving forward with legislative amendments to require social media platforms to implement age restrictions for users.
I love me some Sane Takaichi, right? I've been covering her for like 2 years prior to her getting elected. You can go back. I mean, I've shown the evidence before, right? I was doing commentary on her 2 years before she was elected. I even argued with my buddy Chinky I Joe, who lives in Japan, Japanese lawyer in Japan, and he was like, nah, there's no way. She's not getting elected. When she got elected, I fucking sent him a message. I was like, remember this stream we did together? Told you so. I knew better than him, and he's a lawyer in Japan. Needless to say, I'm a fan of hers. But what the fuck is this, bro? What the fuck is this?
While it is first necessary to confirm the specific details of these measures, this issue cannot be addressed lightly by simply following overseas examples. Given concerns such as the right to know and safe spaces for young people, as well as privacy and personal data protection, issues that encompass adults as well, with the broad outlines reportedly expected to be finalized by this summer, we must widely disseminate information on these challenges and ensure they are reflected in the discussions. In addition to requiring platform operators to incorporate age restrictions at the start of service use, consideration is being given to establishing a system to assess risk for each social media platform.
There will always be risk in everything you do, not just on the internet, in everything you do in life. Everything. If I were to get up out of this chair right now, there is risk of me falling over and potentially injuring myself. This is the dumbest fucking way to make this argument. Guys, we've had the internet publicly since like 1990 goddamn 2 or some shit. You know, wild shit be going on the internet. It's up to the parents to not be fucking loser piece of shit parents just to keep their kids safe with their own rules, guidelines, and skill sets. Do it just for a test? Alright, I'll do it just for a test. Fuck! We're good. We're good. Correct, the boss. Parental controls already exist. I want to let y'all know that did hurt because I'm wearing bejeweled, bedazzled, what the fuck ever it's called, jeans. And I got like big fucking jewels on the back of my jeans. And that shit just dug into my thigh. So, the things I do for y'all.
Are underway with
Thank you, Hypno. I did not die.
Agencies, including the prospect of legislative amendments with conclusions anticipated as early as this summer. So, to break down this word salad, I guess we need to start with this. Zenko more or less outlines the big hurdles that age verification is going to face within Japan, and I feel like this, from my understanding, is his opinion piece on what needs to be discussed. I don't know if this is necessarily in the article that they were discussing, because the article is a paid article.
No, they are not gay tight jeans. In fact, they're actually quite baggy. Today's jeans are quite baggy. See? These are men's jeans, baby. These are men's jeans. That being said, women's pants do make my butt look good. Women's pants do make my butt look good.
Article, and I can't read the full thing, so do forgive me on that, but I do want to address what he's saying here. Basically, this politician, Zenko, he's saying that he's very well aware of the dangers of age verification, and this man is a big
You wait, we'll make it for a 2-banger. Did you see a penny on the ground? Motherfucker, you think I'm Jewish? Just because I react to a Nux Taku video, don't make me a goddamn Jew.
Advocate and frontline defender of anti-censorship. Like, he fights for manga, he fights for anime, he fights for creative expression within art and writing and stuff. This man is anti-fiction. He is a good man. I have talked with him, he's talked to me, he's, supported me, and I'm gonna support his messages. He's a good man. And I'm just gonna tell you right now that, he is definitely, he's aware of the dangers. He's aware of the dangers of age verification.
Yes and no. Chibi's kind of right here, kind of wrong. It's not that he's aware of the danger of age verification. He's aware of the danger of giving power to these institutions, be it large corporations, governments, whatever it may be, giving that power to them. It's not actually the age verification itself. Because again, we got parental tools. Parental tools are a way of not really age verification per se, but age gating. It's giving the overall power to these megacorps, to these governments. That is the danger.
And so he's outlining this to the people within Japan on how bad it is, because this is the initial post. It's in Japanese, but it obviously translates into English for us to be able to read. So
Catch you later, love it.
People within Japan know about the problems that people within the West have already been facing when it comes to age verification. For instance, and first off, is basically the ability to know certain things, the right to know certain things. And if you're wondering what he means by that, it means like going to a Wikipedia page. Like, if you're going on the internet, let's just say you're trying to learn history, okay? You're trying to learn history on something, you're gonna have to browse through the internet. And so if you are a kid in school trying to learn something, it might be hard to be able to access these sites if there's just so much age verification. It completely restricts you from being able to even research something on the internet. You can see...
But that's the point. That's the point. They want to restrict what kids see because they don't want kids having their minds open. They don't want kids to see the truth. They don't want little 14, 15, 16-year-old kid listening to Nick Fuentes and realizing, oh, he might be onto some shit. Now, Nick Fuentes is a bad example because Nick Fuentes is a fucking fed. Nick Fuentes, he's a fed. He's a fucking plant. But you get my point. Things like that. They want to use the internet the same way the local school system is used. To turn you into good little worker drones for the state.
Kind of where that comes into play of how bad that would be. But even if we disregard that, the other problems here is that it's also been used as a way of invading your privacy. For instance, age verification doesn't just stop kids from getting on the internet, it hurts adults, because we have seen examples of, adults that age verify. When they verify themselves, you have the government spy on them, know what they're saying, and then try to show up their door and try.
Exactly, Slipstream. They don't want young men finding me and becoming base. Now, to be fair, you used the correct term, young men. I don't care. I don't care how base you are as a fucking... If you're under 18, you're not allowed here. If you're under 18, your ass getting banned. But beyond that, no. They don't want people finding this channel. They don't want people finding Hypno. They don't want people finding Nick Fuentes. They don't want people listening to fucking Donald Trump, JD Vance, whatever. They want to cut any sort of communication or tie or any way you can gather information that could go against their agenda.
Try to arrest them, or warn them, or threaten them with arrest because of what they said with an edgy meme. Now, I'm not saying that the Japanese government is going to do this.
I am. I'm not saying they're doing it today. I'm not saying they're doing it tomorrow. I'm not saying they'll even go through in the middle of the summer like he's suggesting here. But this will likely, at some point, pass. The Japanese are roughly 5 years or so behind us, and we've had some wild shit happen. I mean, there's a chance it can be stopped, and I think it should be stopped. I think that the more powers that exist outside of the agenda-driven cabal power structure can fight against this, and maybe can get some dubs. Maybe maybe this can be fought against. But if that fight is lost, yeah, Japan will eventually do this.
Not, because there is a counterpoint I want to make to this, and how this could be not as bad as it appears. First off, from my understanding, I covered this about a month ago, but the Prime Minister of Japan literally said that they are aware of age verification and restrictions of SNS and internet for kids, and they do want to implement it in a way that's very different to allow access and stuff, allow people to be able to learn and not feel like they're completely restricted. They do want to go about it in a different way. And so, at this point, this just could be a continuation of that dialogue of them more or less trying to figure out ways that is different than just doing what the West has done with age verification. So this might not be all doom and gloom, but...
It is all doom and gloom. The fact that it's even being proposed and talked about in any sort of legislative manner is doom and gloom. Because it should not even be something that is on the table.
At this early initial stage, judging by how Zenko outlined this, and how, he's talking about the article in question, it leads me to believe that maybe something has shifted, and now it's going into something very similar to what the West has been doing when it comes to age verification. But once again, we don't know yet. We don't know exactly what the broad outlines of the actual...
No, but we can infer. Whether we know or not is irrelevant. We can infer. And when you look at what's going on in Australia and Canada and the UK, Europe as a whole, slowly but still surely here in America, if it's all following the same pattern, we can infer that the pattern will follow suit in Japan as well.
Amendment will be, because obviously a lot of the stuff will...
Yes, Leon? What's yes, Leon. Yes, Hypno? You said, hey, Leon, what's up?
be finalized this summer, probably around June or July. But there
He's probably going to be like, you're gay or something.
also is
Nothing. I just wanted you to pause as you were. Oh, you son of a bitch.
another elephant in the room to discuss, and that is that even, let's say, the implementation of age verification isn't predatory, as in trying to stop you from speaking or restrict art at all.
The implementation of age verification is inherently predatory no matter what you are or aren't allowed to do. Even if it doesn't restrict your speech, it is still predatory because now that is information that has been put into the hands of these, again, these large conglomerates, these governments, whatnot. They have preyed on your information. They have preyed on your right to privacy. So there's no such thing as it not being predatory.
The issue at hand, even disregarding that, is trusting these individual companies and sites with your digital ID, your government-issued ID, or your face. Because, first off, all these different sites that we've seen from these companies that run age verification, if they're scanning your face or ID, they're usually running it across terrorist organizations and stuff, basically profiling you, which is just, it's very weird. It's not...
Correct. So how is that not, even if you are quote-unquote allowed to still say and do whatever, how is that profiling not predatory?
Not a good look, especially having it to where, like, all your information's being profiled and all that. It's kind of like trying to say you're a terrorist, and it's just like, that's weird. It's really weird. It feels like we're inching closer, not just towards a Shimonetta world, but also like a Psychopass reality, which is...
And that is exactly... Guys, if you've never seen the anime Psychopass, that is where we're heading. I've been saying this for years. We are headed towards a Psychopass-esque dystopia. Watch season 1 of Psychopass. You don't really need to watch the others. Season 2 is not as good as season 1. I haven't finished season 3. I watched it when it started to air and I dropped it, which I don't even usually drop anime. I need to go back to it because season 3 was actually better than season 2, from what I remember. But anyway, if you've not seen season 1 of Psychopass, you need to watch it. Yes, it is a phenomenal anime. It's one of my top 10 favorite anime of all time. Suck on my dick. One of my top 10 favorite anime of all time, Psychopass. You need to watch season 1 because that is the world we're headed for. It's actually uncanny, the similarities and the parallels.
It's just insanity to me, like legit insanity. But back into the point though, these individual companies that are housing your data, you can't really trust them. We've already seen just in the last year how many companies have had like a data breach and have lost your information. Like even disregarding Crunchyroll since they don't have age verification, we need to look at Discord. Discord had a data breach, lost your...
A data breach? Discord has had multiple data... How many? Just from a quick cursory Google search, how many data breaches has Discord had? As of October 25, no, that's no. Overall. Why does it keep saying as of October 25? Hold on. Because I'm almost positive they've had more. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm almost positive they've had more. There's no long list of confirmed distinct Discord breaches, depending on how you define it. There's one major confirmed incident, plus a few variations or reports tied to the same event. All right, maybe it is just one. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it is just one. But think about Sony. Sony's had like 5. So Sony has had like 5 since 2013 or 2012 or something.
Your data, millions of people's data, or like just a lot of people's data. I don't think it was millions. I think it was like 100,000 or something, or correct me if I'm wrong, but basically they still lost people's information, their age verification data. And then after that, they decide to try to force global age verification around the world. Despite having a data breach with your information, trying to reassure people like, oh yeah, your data's safe with us, but clearly it wasn't. And outline here, the big point, is that if Discord, a multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar company, I don't know their net worth, if they can't protect your data, what makes you think this little website or little app that doesn't have nearly the same amount of capital as Discord, how are they going to protect your stuff with their security? They definitely can't afford good security. If Discord and them can't
It does not matter how good your security is. It does not matter how good your security is. Hackers will find a way. Crackers will find a way. Do you guys know where the hacking scene came from? Dude, the hacking scene started in the 60s with model fucking trains. They hacked trains to make them, like, go faster and shit. And they moved on to phone cracking so they get around long distance bills. Like, hacking and cracking have been a central part of just technology and growth in technology since at least the 1960s. It does not matter how good or expensive your security is. There will always be a way around it.
Secure your stuff. What makes you think a little company or site or app is going to be able to do that? They're not. In the discussion. So, what I'm trying to say here is that there is a lot of danger into this age of trying to push age verification, because it will lead to information being stolen, sold on the dark web. It will be basically doxed. All your stuff will be doxed. Your credit card information stuff might be doxed. It's not good. It's a really bad outcome and look for the future.
And Hypno is correct, by the way. Smart companies hire good hackers to find vulnerabilities. That is, yeah, there's literally the job position of the ethical hacker. The hacker that is paid by the government or by the company or whatnot to search for vulnerabilities. That doesn't mean they always find everything, though. And no matter what safeguards they implement, there'll still always be a way around. You can't ever catch everything.
And it restricts the internet too. So I think in general this is horrifying to see that Japan is going down this same route and potentially pushing the exact same thing that we've already seen from the UK, the EU, and Australia, Canada, United States. They're now implementing it as well. And it's also weird to me. I do want to point something out that it's very weird about this. Japan is an aging population. I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid and say it like it is. Their population is aging and declining.
What we talked about yesterday. We literally brought this exact same problem up yesterday. Japan is well below replacement rate. Well below replacement rate. Rules and shit like this is not going to help that.
Having a birth rate problem. They are. And
you need to get that Freerin Star Forge Tower? You mean this Freerin Star Forge Tower? I mean this Freerin Star Forge Tower right here? It's a good tower. Why? It's a good tower.
And that means that, to be completely blunt, they have less kids than they did like 20 years ago. And so, it's strange to me that they're trying to push this age verification when majority of their population is basically adults. It's...
Damn, man, got a Star Forge, that Griff money. Oh, that's the only part of this PC I splurged on when I built it. I'm gonna be real. As the only part of this PC that I splurged on when I bought it was the case. Everything else, you know, I bought like good, but like mid-tier, lower, upper-tier stuff. But yeah, homeboy, I wanted that Freerin case. I wanted that Freerin case.
It's weird, because it's going to affect adults more than anything else. And once again, the whole think of the children, protect the children, it's not about that. It's a Trojan horse to shut down any discussion and counter-arguments against them, because it's like, why don't you want to protect kids? But in reality, it's there to restrict you, or damage your privacy. So, I am concerned about this. I think that I want to keep my eye on this. I might try to ask Zenko here. I'll do a follow-up and I'll DM him about this and ask, like, what's going on. But I think that this is scary if it is really trying to go the exact same way as the West.
It is. Because guys, when I bring up the global cabal, this, that, and the other, I don't know, at this point, who does not believe in that? Why would you... Yeah, by the way, Ezra is correct. Do both. After everything that came out with the Epstein stuff, how could you not believe in a global cabal? Like, that pretty much laid it out there. And really, it was common sense before then. But if you still don't believe in a global cabal after the Epstein stuff, there's no helping you. Take a toaster bath.
I can't say it's...
And Iron Druid, you're wrong. It is not that kids shouldn't be online. It is that kids shouldn't be on social media. Those are very different things. The internet is it's like anything else. It's like a tool. It is a tool. your logic, like, oh, kids shouldn't have guns. No, kids should absolutely. If you are a good, responsible gun owner, train your child, good, responsible gun ownership, take them to the range, the whole nine. Absolutely, kids should have and be able to use firearms. And kids can own and have firearms in the U.S. Or at least, it might be a state-by-state basis, but that's neither here nor there. My point is, the internet, whether it be used for research gathering, information, leisure, the whole nine, kids should absolutely have access to the internet. They should not have access to social media, which is only one small part of the internet. What up, Raza?
Conspiracy anymore that there's an invisible force pushing this. Like, seriously. I'll leave it at that, though. Thank you so much for watching. May all of you have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.
Excellent video. I do have some issues with it. I think that Chibi is still a little behind in terms of like the global implications, the large cabal, but he's getting there. I appreciate that he's getting there. He has definitely come a long way in that regard, and I'm proud of him for that. But I do think there are far bigger issues at play that he is not really commenting on, not commentating on. Maybe he doesn't know enough about. But he is getting there. I mean, he said he mentioned this happening in Australia, Canada, the US, the UK. I would, it's a case of better late than never. Yeah, Chudkeen, breaking the conditioning. He's going a little slow for my taste. I agree with St. Hugo. Going a little slow for my taste. But hey, better late than never. Fat Japanese start following him as a milestone. That's true. And within his niche, he does usually find work. Now, to be fair, I've done a couple Chibi Reviews call-out videos because he has gotten information notoriously wrong before. Notoriously wrong. He's oftentimes way more positive than he should be about certain things. He thinks certain things are good when they're not. I was like, no, you didn't read into this fully. But by and large, I agree with a lot of what Chibi says. I think that he's on mission. I think that he's got a great mission statement. He's just not right all the time. That's fine. Japanese following him within his niche, that's a good thing. But I think he needs a bit more awareness of the true evil behind the scenes machinations. That being said, we were talking about propaganda. For those of you guys that were watching yesterday, we were watching a Leaflet video. She mentioned she had done a song about having babies. So we turned off her reaction. Because I didn't want to be spoiled. We're going to do it today, baby. We're going to watch Have Babies, her pro-natalist propaganda song, and then we're going to finish out her reaction to it. Let's go. Out the gate spitting facts. The birth rate is falling. It's not falling in the fucking third world. It's not falling in the third world. They keep popping them little shits out and sending them over here. Why can't Japan have their own damn kids? Why can't we have our own damn kids? What'd I just say? Yo, fuck H-1B visas, bro. Put a ban on that shit. Fuck H-1B. No more immigrants. Send them back. Have your own fucking kids. If they come out retarded, then you fucked up. Try again next time. Take your pants all the way off and try again. Raza did do her part. She got 4 of them little shits running around. And you know what? From what I heard, they're good kids. Your daughter kind of worries me from what you've told. But for the most part, they seem like good kids. Remigration, empty dubs, send back the immigrants, pop out some kids. Cute babies overflowing with smiles. You love to see it. I guess I'm just going to pause for every lyric because these lyrics are so good. the heroes of the future. And it's funny because while I like K-pop, and while I like this is more J-pop than K-pop, but while I like this genre of music, I'm not really. I should be paying more attention to the musicality of it. I should be paying more attention to, like, the chord progressions and whatnot. But man, these lyrics are just, yeah, exactly, dropping bars. I don't know about the light novel comparison. There'll be some dumbass fucking light novels out there. Like, the Sword Online, really? Overlord, really? That's what you're getting? I mean, I guess the light novels are better than the dumbass South Korean manhwa that all fucking suck and look the same and sound the same. Fucking solo leveling gay ass shit. But I get what she's going for, so whatever. I was literally about to say, God, this is so biblical. Because he's like, have kids, multiply. I was literally about to be like, bro, this song is biblical. And this is like, fuck. I'm like, never mind. I mean, technically, yes. It's, if I was to write the Bible, if I was to translate the Bible, it would be like, go forth and fucking multiply, bitch. Like, this is the Leon Idol version of the Bible. Guys, we gotta ban condoms. Condoms are gay. Come inside of her. Leaflet's correct. Condoms are gay. Come inside of her. Do you guys remember one of my favorite memes of all time? Is that, yeah, raw dog it, exactly. One of my favorite memes of all time is a Shinzo Abe Trump meme. So when Trump survived that assassination attempt and it went right by the Gray's ear and shit, it was that scene. Like, if you guys have seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, JoJo Part 3, when he takes the gun, he goes to shoot himself in the head, but Star Platinum, I believe, yeah, Star Platinum, his stand, like, catches the bullet to show that he can't kill himself. It was that scene from JoJo, but it was animated as Star Platinum was Shinzo Abe catching the bullet for Trump. Base as fuck. Make Shinzo Abe proud. Yes. Correct. Hold on. It's supposed to say reminder. There we go. That was perfection. This might be the best song, the best line of the song. This might be the best line of the song. Let's go. Now we going from anime to Star Wars. Your children and grandchildren will rule the galaxy. And I know if I mentioned Star Wars, Tiger King will show up, and he'll say, I despise Star Wars, but I don't care. I'm summoning Tiger King Rex Carter right now. Putting herself in the rabbit outfit for this is diabolical. This is so good. Let's all make lots of smiling families. Correct. Not the blacks though. Not the blacks. This is a whites, Japanese, and maybe some Latin Americans and Italians only sort of song. Unless the fathers are going to stay and the moms are not going to do welfare. Like, that's the exception. If the dad's going to stick around, okay, fine. This song's for you too. Breed more right now. Dude, you could take this song and you could absolutely make it a banger death metal cover. I might do that. I might download this and then throw it into Suno and be like, turn this into a, you know, like a death metal song. So we breed more right now. Like, that would be amazing. Let's do it. The way that Chibi is getting in touch with Japan and whatnot, I want the same to happen for Leaflet, but only through these videos. I don't want the Japanese to find out that Leaflet's a real person and that she's an American. I just want these videos to naturally find their way to Japan, and they think they've got like some new Japanese idol gal, propaganda-wise, like making them have babies. Like we need to share this all over Japanese X, but not tag Leaflet, not draw any attention to their YouTube channel, so just think, oh, this is just like the banger new hit track fresh out of Japan. She's some sort of Asian, but no, she's American, Chud King. Leaflet's American. No, I'm almost positive she's not a Japanese citizen. I'm pretty sure while she is part Asian, I'm pretty sure she was born and raised here in America. Another Leaflet collab win. I don't know. I don't really want to like bother her or ask her to do stuff together too much or whatnot. I don't want it to seem like I'm just, using her for content. Her and I chat now and again. She's cool, and so I don't know when the next Leaflet collab is, but I'm also not asking for it anytime soon.
Abortion is for assholes, birth control is for pussies. 運命よ増やせよ、ベイビー大爆発。
She might be ethnically of Japanese descent. Again, I just know she's some type of Asian. Not that it fucking matters. But Leaflet's American. That's simple. Leaflet's American. She's proud American, and that's what matters. And thus, 1,000 loads were blown over keyboards instead of into a woman. All y'all that goon to this are the problem. This is for you. You need to fucking understand. If you blew a load of this and you had to clean your keyboard after, you fucked up. That was supposed to go inside of a woman. That was awesome. That was so good. So, that's the video. We stopped. Hold on, brother. I'm not that crazy. Good. That being said, so we stopped reacting to this video by Leaflet yesterday because she was about to actually, like, react and break down her own song, and I hadn't heard it yet. So, now that we've actually got the context of the song, not that there was a lot of context to get, it was literally titled, Have Babies. But, let's find out what she got to say about the song.
When did she watch it?
Next channel, so we're gonna watch it.
It also says
Is that
instead
good?
of relying on immigrants, so I have a feeling it's gonna be a good video.
And we just have another excuse to listen to the song again, which is also fucking awesome. Oh, this is Powder? I've never seen Powder before. I follow Powder on X and like I see her tweets and stuff. But I've never watched Powder content before. This is technically my very first experience with Powder. You say this is hilarious, but she hasn't said anything.
Dude, I want to see what happens when she gets to the chorus.
Kids, multiply.
Okay, now I see why you think this is hilarious. That was a pretty good reaction. Catch you later, Draconic. Have a good rest of your night, man. That's a pretty fucking good reaction. Look at what watch this. Hold on.
Kids, multiply.
Yup. I don't know anything about Powder. But that's a pretty good goddamn genuine reaction. Shout out to War Wizard for a 2-banger. Powder might hate Jews more than any of us. Wow. Talk about white powder.
God.
Kids, multiply. All right. That is how you have babies.
That's all you can say? No! Promote this! Be like, yes, agreed! Raw dog that slut. Well, not a slut. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, so not that slut. A nice, respectable young woman who wants to be fruitful and multiply. Like, obviously, it gotta be with a good woman. But promote that shit!
Let's keep going.
Is Powder a prude? Because I don't know anything about Powder, so let me know in the chat, because you guys clearly know way more about it than me. Is Powder a prude tuber? Is that what they call them? I might just be making up fucking new gen speak on the spot. I don't know if prude tuber's a thing. But it's gonna be a thing now. Oh, she's anti-gooner? Well, is she anti-gooner because, like, hey, go out there and have fucking kids? Or is she anti-gooner in, like, the way that Melanie Mac is anti-gooner, where she calls shit porn that isn't porn? Because there's the Melanie Mac kind, which are dumb and fucking stupid. But then there's the normal kind. There's like, dude, you just watch less porn. That's fucked up. Or don't watch any porn. Find a woman. Fuck her. So, again, I don't know Powder, so I don't know.
Oh, the lag. Sorry.
Okay, a lot of her content's promoting having babies and being a trad wife. So that's not the same as being anti-gooner per se. Like, the people I consider anti-gooner, again, are like the Melanie Mac types who think that sort of content shouldn't exist. If she's like that, not Melanie Mac, pro-pregnancy, yeah, that's totally different then. If her content's just like pro having babies, pro being a housewife, things like that, that's A-okay. It's the people that want to silence that sort of artistic expression from existing that are the problem. And yes, women are absolute gooners. Women are the real gooners. For real, for real. She bopping, bro. She straight bopping. She grew hair. Did she grow hair right when she said come inside of her? Hold on. I don't know if that's smooth. I don't know if there's any implications there. But I do like the fact that she, like, grew hair at the come inside of her line. There's a narrative there somewhere.
Dude, the song made her more feminine.
God damn! Called out! That's like... I know she doesn't mean it as a brutal roast, but that's a brutal goddamn roast! The line come inside of her made her more feminine. Yo, that's base as fuck. Because she's not wrong, by the way. Leaflet's not wrong. 90% of dumb broads can be fixed with a bang headboard. Like women aren't completely hopeless or useless. Now they're beneath us. That's true. Like women are beneath us as men, but they're not completely hopeless or useless. Bang them out good enough, and a lot of them can be fixed. Now there's a weight limit. There is a weight limit. If you were over a certain weight limit to height ratio, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve sex, you don't deserve to get fucked, you don't deserve to have babies. You barely even deserve life. That being said, for the nice, young, attractive women that are miserable cunts, you can fuck them into being not miserable cunts. Hey, shout out for the raid. Thanks, Smoo. You can bang a chubby too skinny. You can. So on average, an hour of sex burns 800 calories. On average, an hour of sex can burn up to 800 calories. You can fuck a chubby into being skinny. But you have to bite the bullet and fuck the chubby, and that's the gross part. That's the gross part. You don't want to do that. Like, let someone else do that for you so that you don't have to do it. And again, thank you for the raid, Smoo. Thank you. Look, some of y'all in chat are saying you can bang chubbies and shit. If you guys want to take one for the team, I guess go for it. Gross. Don't. Ew. Fat people are disgusting. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh my god, I'm so glad she liked it. Oh,
She's
man.
beautiful.
Sex is a top cardio exercise, War Wizard. Sex is a... Yeah, if you're doing it right, sex is a top cardio exercise. Define chubby? Well, again, there's a height to weight ratio, so I can't really, like, define it. It's like porn. You know it when you see it.
That was beautiful. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Good messaging. Good messaging.
I'm doing more of these.
Beautiful. Thank you, Leaflet. Thank you for spreading the word.
I'm gonna
And Min, thank you for spreading your seed.
make so many more of these guys.
That was so funny.
They're gonna
I
hate
wasn't
me.
sure how wholesome it was gonna be. It started out, and then it. What was that?
They're gonna, dude. I'm gonna keep making these. They're gonna have to shoot me in the fucking neck, man.
Fuck.
Should we make the AI of Leaflet getting Charlie Kurt? I mean, because she made the joke. She made the joke. I feel like we could probably get a pretty good piece of art done for, just like, they're gonna have to shoot, like, would that be in bad taste? Matt says, no, Leon. Oh, maybe. Just says, bruh. Hey, she made the joke. I'm just gonna capitalize on it.
Or come inside of her. That was great. That was glorious. This video also.
Best lyrics ever.
It was really well done. And really well done. AI, you know, it didn't look weird. You know how AI can look pretty distorted and
No, dude,
strange?
because if they want to do that, listen, listen to the context though. If they want to do that to me, it's because I'm hurting them.
Exactly. That's why DeBus is wrong. Says, nah, give no ammo, 6 fuck. Wrong. Leaflet is exactly correct here. If they want you dead, that means you doing your job right, son. You take that power away from them. Pipple up for a 2-banger. We all need to become dads at this point. No cap. Agreed. But don't fuck ugly girls though. Being a dad is not worth it if the bitch be ugly. Both inside and out.
That's why. It's because we're winning. That's why.
One was
so that means I'm like maximum effective if I ever get to that point. Then it means that I'm that dangerous.
Pretty consistent
It's like Pokemon. Instead of a critical hit, it's a clinical hit.
with the style. I liked it a lot. Shoot. Now I'm like, hey Leaflet, when I get that reference sheet done, let's do a concert together.
Yes!
That'd be so freaking cute.
Let's do it.
If there's a Leaflet Powder crossover concert, you know we'll react to that. I need to look into more Powder clips and see if we can start following her, because again, this is my first experience with Powder.
This is so adorable.
If Powder wants, I could do this. I can do this, okay? We could take her voice. Unless she wants to sing it. If she wants to sing it herself, like, she can do that, right? But we can take her voice, and then we could run it through a singing clone thing where it will, like, clone her voice specifically for singing. And then we could take that, and then we could make whatever song she wants, and she writes the lyrics. I can make the song, and then I could do the animation of her dancing, singing. I could totally do this, by the way.
But don't use the bald version of her, because bald women are ugly. Don't use the because bald women are gross. They're not as gross as fat women, but they are gross. So make sure it's the feminine version.
It would take me like maybe one day. I can make it happen.
Totally on point though. The immigrants are outbreeding us.
Yeah, they
100%.
are.
You mean the invaders. You mean the termites. The invasive species. The third worlders, if you will.
They are, and a lot of them don't have the same culture. That's the issue. They're outbreeding us. They don't really have the American culture. And then what happens is, since we live in a democracy, they all have a vote, and then they're just gonna.
No, she's not, War Wizard. No, Toasty is not. In fact, Toasty is quite unattractive.
Outvote us eventually. So like, this is bad. It's bad.
That's why I have to have 15 babies minimum.
It's a lot.
So does
start
Tycoon
now.
and Sophia. 15 minimum. Chop chop.
Just start now.
Okay. Let's do it. Leaflet Powder baby making concert. Yep.
Now that would be a video. A baby making concert would be a video, baby. I don't know if you can watch that one on YouTube, but you know we'd try.
Minimum. You should check out Slimecore Radio. It's Leaflet's music channel she created where she puts all her AI.
Matt, you got the quote wrong. You close. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
Creations?
I'm pretty sure.
No bald children. Well, they all start that way, don't they?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
start
pretty
pretty
bald.
bald.
Pretty bald. True, pretty bald.
I see why our grandparents had so many children. My grandma did. My grandma had a lot of kids. I need to make my grandma proud. Okay, grandma.
And my grandma had a lot of kids
I'll do
too.
what I can.
Am I saying Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta is only when she's bald? I'm saying that Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta is far less attractive than multiple other versions of Natalie Portman. Yes.
No, honestly, it's probably more realistic to have what?
8. To have 8.
3? 3, probably more realistic financially wise.
Kids aren't that expensive. Don't listen to that bullshit, Powder. Kids aren't that expensive. That is a lie. That is liberal fake news psyop media lies. Kids aren't that fucking expensive.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm like 7 times more likely to have twins.
What?
Isn't that kind of cool? Twins runs in my family.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to hope for good
It's a maternal
RNG.
trait.
So the good RNG would be that she has 2 kids, and then the third kid is twins. Then you would have 4. That would maximize. Yeah, we gotta hope for that really good RNG there, you know?
Twins are cool and all, but by the same token, I don't know, because, like, the idea of one sperm being faster than all the rest, that's cool. It means you got a champion, right? That one was the champion. But if you got twins, that means it was a tie. I don't know, man. That's far less cool to me.
So
would be ideal.
Knock on wood. Cross.
Because then it would be 4 instead of 3.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh my god, what a good react. Makes me
Guys, Jesus fucking Christ. Never mind. Y'all are retarded.
so happy. I'm gonna tell her, thank you. I watched it. I laughed so hard.
Guys, I know how twins are made. I know it's not the 2 sperm getting there at the exact same time, like crossing a fucking finish line. It was a joke. Clearly not a well-made one. Alright, here's the video. Like I said, we left off on it yesterday. Make sure you give it a like. When you rest, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. That brain, if you try. I knew I had the quote right. But yes, that was awesome. That was great video. Great song. We're probably most definitely clipping that into its own video for tomorrow. Grabbing those low-hanging. You think you're the only one grabbing those low-hanging fruits? Fair enough. Alrighty. It's 4:30. Had the Doolies messaged me about being on their show? It was canceled today because they canceled so goddamn much. No stream today. Andy's really sick. He was hoping he'd feel better today. He feels awful. No, he's going home. He just woke up. Alrighty. Well, there's no stream today for the Doolies. I suppose I could go longer. If there's no stream today for the Doolies, I suppose I could go longer. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Should we keep going? At least another half hour or so? I have no idea what we're going to cover. I only put enough together to end right about now. Let's see. What's going on in the world right now? Let's just scroll through YouTube. Cinevere new video. I'm not covering the quartering stuff. I'm bored of that. I'm sick of that. It's dumb. I did one stream on it, and that's good enough for me. I don't care about the quartering stuff. I want to see him crash and burn. I want to see him fail, and that's enough. I'm not covering any more quartering stuff. I am not covering that. I'm not watching Cinnavir's new video. That sounds disgusting. I don't like gross out humor. Yeah, no, we're not doing Cindy's new video. I hope it does well. I hope she gets plenty of views. But we are absolutely not covering that. Welcome back, Sev. Hugo, I'm well aware that Sevi made a video about Capcom vs. mods. Unfortunately, you weren't here yesterday to see me react to it. I tried to show Leon a Sir Strumming vomit video on my show, and I didn't watch it. I don't do gross out humor stuff at all. It is I find it not only is it not funny, and not only do I find it to be low hanging fruit comedy wise, it actually does disgust me. Also, what up, Enzo? How you doing, homie? Dead Man's Shoes. I'm really happy I saw it once. I will never watch it again. That movie was pretty fucking dark. Pretty fucking dark. Let's see. There's not a lot happening today that I find interesting, if I'm being totally honest. Today's been a pretty light day in terms of, like, stories and content and whatnot. I've been on X today. I haven't really seen anything interesting on X. I mean, I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it sucks if you're a content creator, but no news is, in fact, good news. No news is definitely good news. SPLC story, covered that yesterday. Covered that yesterday. Let's, Peanut streamers clash over blocks and comment. What? Not the real. Oh, I was really hoping Dean Withers was banned. That's unfortunate. Uma Musume rank horse girls in custom grids. What? I've not seen Uma Musume. People keep telling me to watch it. I don't know who any of these are. Wait, Emoji's being censored in the UK? What? The European Union is advancing plans to address the use of emojis as coded signals for illegal speech online. Under the Digital Services Act, a recent report on systemic risk notes that platforms must improve detection of symbols and patterns to use disguise activities such as drug sales and hate content. No fucking way. Yeah, if you got an article on this, Sev, send it to me on Discord. If you've got an article on this, send it to me on Discord. That is fucking... I guess I'm not surprised. It's the UK. Again, they'll let Muslim grooming gangs take advantage of their 9-year-old girls, but won't let you use a fucking emoji. Hey guys, just start spamming the chat with emojis. Right now. Members use member emojis, because those are awesome. But yeah, I want to see some emoji spam right now. Just because fuck the British. Members use emoji chats. There we go. We got some Triforces. We got some Nubian Leons. We got some Sonics. Some Asmongold's. I see some Dragon Balls. I see some Umbrellas. Some Cyberpunks. Some Anime Tourists. There we go. Some Red Pills. Some Gokus. Sonya saying gay. Where my American flags at? Where my American? How come none of y'all are putting American flags in there? I thought you were proud of this fucking country. I want to see some goddamn American flags. And then we can do some British flags with a little, like, Ghostbusters nose symbol as well. There we go. Let's get them fucking American flags in there, baby. I see the Hondos. That's right. Some Hondos, some Cinnies. Bombs. That's how you fucking do it, son. Hell yeah. What a bunch of, dicks. There we go. That's good. Empathetic response deemed inauthentic. Report from Rasmussen therapy for rehumanization therapy immediately. The EU is not to be considered a legal entity. They are not. Correct. Fuck the EU. They are a fake power. Fuck the EU. They are a fake power. Alright, let's see what Sevi just sent me. Yeah, sure. I agree, Commie News Network. Give me an option of... What's that? The thing's being retarded. Why can I not X out of this? The EU is dead? The EU is not real. It can't be dead if it's not real. Alright, whatever. I guess we're not going to be able to get a chance to just get rid of this then. Loathing for Europe, love for emoji, and other things we've learned for the signal snafu. 5 days ago? What? 5-minute read. Okay, I was about to say. Oh no, but this is even older than that. March 25th? The most important part of the signal snafu remains the fact that the Secretary of Defense posted sensitive information about forthcoming strike in Signal Chat. Well, yeah, we remember know all about that. JD Vance loathes Europe. Is this the right article? Oh, here we go. Here we go. She sent me a different one. Let's do this one instead. All right. EU pushes crackdown on emojis that hide illegal speech. A commission report claims that tech companies have already deployed technology aimed at automatically detecting such illegal emoji use, describing the images as representing a systemic risk. Guys, you know what we have to do? In the name of protection, in the name of security, in the name of safety, we need to track down every copy of the Emoji Movie and we need to ban it. It's true. It's true. The people that have decided that they don't know how to pronounce the letter R and that an unnecessary U goes in the word color, like a bunch of fucking retard-ass homos, they may be right. We're going to have to ban the Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie is a video nasty. An emoji isn't always just an emoji. The body wrote on social media, claiming that some use pictograms to represent attempts to sell drugs online. The body also links emoji use to hate speech, citing a claim by Facebook. These bitches be using fucking Facebook? Threat actors continue to explore ways to avoid detection and enforcement by using coded language with emojis and slurs, avoiding certain phrases or other strategies which can make it challenging for technology to detect potential violations. The cited risk assessment, which is required under EU law, claims. As the types of content and terms used for hate speech are frequently changing, consistently detecting and enforcing against hate speech remains challenging. The crackdown comes amid calls for the EU to restrict online access even further through use of social media bans and digital ID. Ireland is expected to spearhead these censorship efforts, with the government repeatedly emphasizing the European Council presidency begins in July. Oh, July? You mean Freedom Month? You mean fucking Freedom Month? Yo, this is... And they used Amelia. And they used the IRL Amelia right here. Amelia, our queen. Amelia, our racist chud queen. What the fuck are we doing, folks? This is embarrassing. European Union is advancing plans to address the use of emojis as coded signals for illegal speech online. Under the DSA, a recent report on systemic risks notes the platforms must be improved detection of symbols, patterns used to disguise activities. Yeah. I mean, the EU is now saying emojis can be illegal speech and are now going to actively push to censor them. Remind me again how this protects children. Oh, wait, it doesn't. Anyone still saying the EU isn't becoming... They can't become a dictatorship. They are an illegitimate body to begin with. The European Union, the United Nations, all of them. They are an illegitimate political body. They have no power. And yeah, someone in the chat mentioned UK bans smoking. Permanently ban future generations from buying cigarettes. It'll save lives. You want to know what else will save lives? Kicking out all the retarded, disgusting, low IQ brown people infesting your fucking country. Fucking UK. Let's take a look at this. UK to permanently ban future generations from buying cigarettes. It will save lives. The UK is set to bar anyone born after 2008 from ever buying cigarettes as part of a push to make future generations completely smoke-free. But again, not make little girls rape-free. The United Kingdom's tobacco and vapes bill was passed by Parliament on Monday and is set to soon be signed into law by King Charles. Once it takes effect in January 2027, anyone currently 17 and under, born after January 1st, 2009, will be banned from buying cigarettes, cigars, tobacco in the future. Guys, do y'all remember this little thing that happened in America called prohibition? You remember what that gave rise to? Organized fucking crime. You want to know what the real thing is? I don't think this is actually to keep people healthy. It's because they're tired. They think that if they do this, they can get rid of the term fags. That's what it is. If they get rid of cigarettes, then it will phase out the word fag. You can't say, hey, can I have a fag anymore? Hey, are fags allowed in here? That's what it actually is. Is that like they're banning tobacco to get rid of the potentiality of offending the queers. Vapes are part of this, Smoo. Vapes are part of this. The bill ensures that by raising the UK's legal limit to purchase tobacco products, currently 18, by 1 year every year from here on out, effectively blocking future generations from buying them forever. Smoking itself will still be legal. It remains unclear whether older people will still be able to give cigarettes to the younger generation that falls under the ban. UK lawmakers said they are hopeful the landmark legislation will create a smoke-free generation. You know, I've never thought that I wanted my kid to smoke, but now I kind of want to get my kid hooked on cigarettes when it's 18. When it's an adult, obviously. It's a landmark bill, my lords. It will create... It's a landmark bill, my lords. It will create a smoke-free generation, said Health Minister Baroness Gillian Marin. It is, in fact, the biggest public health intervention in a generation. And I can assure all noble lords it will save lives. This stream is banned in the UK for the use of tobacco. This stream in the UK can suck my fucking nutsack. Your dirty-ass, fucked-up teeth. The ban will apply to every country in the UK. England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. All fake countries that don't exist and don't matter because they're not fucking real. Because they're not America. It's been in the works since 2024, and it's one of the first of its kind in the world. Yeah, maybe there's a reason it's one of the first of its kind in the world. Because it's bad. Remember when the UK used to run the world? Remember when Britain used to run the world? I do. Notice how they don't run it anymore? New Zealand's ban was overturned within a year after government leadership changed. Vaping products, so long as they're tobacco-free, do not fall under the UK's expected ban. Most indoor spaces are already smoke-free and will become vape-free too. Playgrounds, outside schools, and hospitals will now be smoke-free along with other locations. Smoking will still be allowed in designated zones outside of the likes of pubs and restaurants and in homes. All things that aren't going to exist anymore. They're going to take your homes, they're going to seize your property, they're going to give it to the filthy fucking illegal immigrants. Some critics decry the legislation as an overstep. Yes. Yeah, overstep, that's a word you can use. That fails to get the core of why people smoke and how to stop them. What we really need is a proper understanding and how we educate people not to take up smoking. No, now I think we need more people smoking. I think that's the only option, guys. I think that's the only option. More people smoking. I think we need to create more smokers. We need people to puff on their fucking cigarettes while they send emojis. Well, in fact, it needs to be white people puffing on cigarettes while they send emojis of black faces. And yes, McAfee did Epstein himself, correct. What a fucking joke, bro. The UK is a fucking joke. The Green Party? Ain't only one Green Party I care about. The UK is a prime example of what happens if you let invaders and a queer prime minister run the country. Bingo, bango, bongo. How is the UK, like, populace responding to this? We see you. We know the statistics are false. We see the UK just banned smoking for people born after 2008. If you're born after 2008 in the UK, you might never legally buy cigarettes ever. Dude, this is how you get some Al Capone shit. Yeah, because Prohibition worked out so well in America. Then again, if you listen to Candace Owens, she'll claim it actually did. Yeah, that's a good point. We don't even know how the UK is responding to this because they all speak Arabic. Good point. What the fuck, dude? UK passes ban on cigarette purchases for anyone. Yeah, we saw that. Why do I don't see anybody actually talking about this? And why is this post say it's from 2024? What is the year on this? April 17th, 2024. I mean, the other article said it had been in the works since 2024. So these guys are so incompetent, they couldn't even get this passed that quickly. Like, that's how fucking incompetent they are. What's this say?
For people born, there is a smoking ban for people born after 2008. I know it sounds very ridiculous, and this is
Correct.
very
Yes.
controversial, and a lot of people are talking about this topic because this is not just about smoking. This is about freedom. It's about control and where governments draw that line. What just happened is that this new law.
Guys, this says live from Hong Kong. Are you really trying to tell me? Because I don't know. She's Asian. Says live from Hong Kong. You've got the fucking commies in China who are basically saying, "Wow, you guys really fucking suck at giving your people freedom."
Like the UK just approved a new law, and here's the key rule. If you were born after 1st of January 2009, you will never be legally allowed to buy cigarettes. So not at the age of 18, not at 30, but forever. You're banned forever. This is a lifetime ban based purely on your birth year.
In America, we just got Joe Rogan pretty much telling Trump to make psychedelics legal, while the UK is banning fucking cigarettes. France bans smoking in nearly all outdoor places. I mean, the French don't matter. So, that's irrelevant. After Oasis announced their union, Labour is to implement together smoking bans in the UK. No cigarettes or alcohol under this government. This is fucking insane. Keir Starmer is such a fucking faggot, bro. Chinese framing the Western world always goes for everything that shines a bad light on the West. If it's something true, easy pickings. That's true. That is true. I'm not seeing enough people act like, I keep seeing all these articles. Where are the people actually talking about it? I want to see some regular people talking about this and see their thoughts. The UK banning everything right now. What I saw was for everything that was born after 2008 2009 to create a smoke-free country. In just 2 days, UK government has passed laws to ban ciggies for anyone born after 2008. Unroll facial recognition technology that law-abiding citizens shouldn't worry about. And this is not just a UK problem, guys. I mean, this is part of the global cabal, the global push to enact the New World Order, to build the society of homogenized drones so you can live in the pods and eat the bugs and be happy. France isn't a country. It's a dystopian hellhole that, for whatever reason, still has a seat at the world table. Even if it is a children's seat. UK Parliament has now approved it. Permanent ban on legal cigarette sales. Well, it wouldn't be legal anymore then. UK has literally just banned smoking. Give your head a wobble. What's this in regards to? Thailand arrests illegal immigrants who enter without permission. UK houses them, feeds them, pays them, then bills its own people for the privilege whilst they wander the country. When you really think about it, the UK is absolutely fucking bonkers, isn't it? Yes, it is. Sorry to tell you, but Thailand after COVID is more woke than your country back home. There's a lot more trash per square meter than anything back in the West. The UK has literally just banned smoking. Give your head a wobble. As they should. Who the fuck are you? Oh, you're a nobody. You're a loser. You're a fucking loser nobody. Wow. And they're banning emojis. UK bans emojis. This is insane, dude. An emoji isn't always just an emoji. Gay-ass Canadian flag, which of course we're going to probably say represents weed or something. Snowflakes. What, diamond supposed to represent like crystal meth? Cocaine maybe? Candy would be something like maybe pills? I don't even know what the brown heart would be. Free speech does not die with bans on words, with regulators decoding your emojis and dick even... Wait. With your laughter and dick even... I mean, black people? I don't know. When even punctuation needs approval, liberty is emoji dead. Criminals are jumping in joy about making tons of money from people. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's going to be a whole lot of fucking kids smoking now. Good job. Way to get the kids hooked on cigs. Yeah, that's enough extension to the stream for the day. I think we're packing it up here. I can only take so much of this. This is insanity. I need to pour myself a drink and work on tomorrow's video or something. It came from our emojis, son. We rose up. Not happening. You're telling me. Let's see who's live. We're going to raid somebody. Jesus Christ. Let's see who's live. We're going to raid somebody. Hypno. It's been a while since we've raided Hypno. We're going to raid Hypno right now. He's playing Mouse PI. War Wizard for a 5-banger. Forgot to ask, did you watch the dub of Hokkaido Gals? I actually recommend the dub. No, I've only seen the sub. I watched it while it was airing, so it was only sub. If only for the female main character having a Minnesotan accent with localization. Well, shit. Now I have to watch the dub. Fuck. Now I have to watch the dub. If the main girl has a Minnesotan accent, I kind of have to watch the dub. That sounds adorable. Alrighty. Before we rate Hypno, for you guys that didn't know, my anime tourist video is out. Please watch it. I worked real hard on it. It's doing relatively well, but I don't want to lose that momentum. So watch it twice. Watch it 3 times for all I care. But watch it. Thank you all so much. I'll see you on the flip-flop. Tell Hypno Vital Idol Raid. Until next time, it is all here in the Neurosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.